Hey, what's good, yo? It's Who Am I TV, and this is the Creative Believers podcast where I mix spirituality, mental health, and business all into a package so that you can have some applicable steps to walk into your purpose, right? Everything that I say in these podcasts are based off of my real life, things that I go through in my journey to become a full-time music artist without having to sell my soul. So there's some ups and there's some downs. And so this podcast, I want to talk about a question that I had to ask myself during my couple-month hiatus from making music, which is, why is it easier to commit to other people's plans and overcommit than it is to commit to your plans and your vision? This is something that I had to sit down and ask myself because, like I said, I've been on a hiatus from music, and I would like to be releasing a little bit more consistently, but I've been working on other people's marketing projects. I've been working my actual 9-to-5. I've been helping out other friends with business, and I really just couldn't get into the groove. I couldn't get in. I didn't really feel inspired to create. And so I figured I like to stay busy. So even if I'm not inspired to create, I just like to find ways to keep me busy. And so I was feeling like, whenever someone would call me and ask me to do something, I would automatically say yes and then put more into my plate and more into my plate. And then I would push my creative endeavors back and back and back. And so I came up with 3 things that you need to commit to before you can ever commit to anyone else, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in a business capacity, whether it's a family member. These are 3 things that you need to make sure that you have in order before you say yes to anybody else, right? Okay, so the first area of your life that you should be committed to before saying yes to anyone else is your spiritual development, right? So what does that mean? I define spirit as your conscious, right? The thing inside of you that tells you if you're doing right from wrong. And so when I violate my spirit, that's when I can feel my insides telling me, yo, you should have created today, or yo, you shouldn't have said that to that person. So really what spirituality is to me, and how I can attune to my spirit and commit to my spirit is commit to my prayer life, commit to reading my word, commit to meditation, commit to understanding what I feel as though is right and wrong, and making sure that I live a life according to what my spirit tells me is right and wrong. So you have to commit to your spirit. So if let me make this applicable, like if you've been living a lifestyle that you feel as though is not in tune with you at your highest potential, the way that you commit to your spirit is to change your lifestyle, is to pray. Make sure you get some identity, make sure you get some guidance, and be able to be led by, a higher power, and be able to allow the higher power to download. And once you get those downloads, you have to adjust your lifestyle to be able to align with what your spirit is telling you. So commitment to spirit, like I said, is creating a ritual, if you will, a ritual of spiritual practice, whether it's meditation. And what I do is I meditate, I pray, I read. The second thing that you need to commit to before you can say yes to anything is your mental health, right? So this is huge for me because if you're like me, you know that nothing can stop you, nothing can hold you back besides yourself. And so if I can just get over the battle that's inside of my head, then I will be able to accomplish and achieve everything that I want in life. And so constantly I have to find ways to commit to my mental health, whether it's learning how to say no to people who are asking you for time that you just don't have, whether it's, finding out how to date yourself. I had to figure out what I like to do when other people weren't around. What is my favorite restaurant spots? What are my hobbies? What are things that make me feel happy and joyful? Commitment to your mental health means surrounding yourself with people who uplift you and not people who tear you down, making sure that the people around you understand not just who you are, but who you can be if you're living life at your fullest potential, and want to push you and see you go there, people who encourage you. So that's commitment to your mental health. So you may need to go through your Instagram followers and unfollow people who harm your spirit and your mentality. You may have to go through your contacts and just delete a couple numbers who are harming your mental health. But you also may have to add habits that remind you of the subtle beauties of life. You may have to take a walk in nature. You may have to, go talk to your family members, your older family members, to get some insight in who you were as a child. And as a creative, right? As a creative believer, as someone who believes that they're meant to change this earth through their creativities, you have to be able to spiritually get the download, mentally be able to process the download, and then create it and then bring it to life, which brings me to my third point, which is the third thing that you need to commit to before you say yes to anyone else is your business. Like I said, once you get the download from the higher power, your mental health is clear, your mind is clear and able to process that download. Now you have to take that download and create it and manifest it in real life in a way that people can find value from it, and people will be happy to exchange value from it. So an example of that is what I do with my music, right? I have a feeling, I take that feeling, I put it into song, and whenever someone listens to that song, the streams generate, and then I get paid per stream. And so what you need to do is you need to identify what is the higher power trying to tell me is the calling for my life. What are the things that I love? What are the things that I hate? What are my talents, right? Then you need to be so dedicated to your mental health, right? That you have people around you that can help you in moments where you're doubting yourself. You need to be so dedicated to your mental health that you know when your mind is feeling overwhelmed, different pockets in life that you can jump into that'll help you clear your mind, right? And then you need to use your creativity to package what God has given you in a way that you can give it to the world and the world receive value from it, right? So those are the three things that you need to commit to before you can commit to anyone else, right? Before you say yes to somebody who wants to collab on a project, before you say yes to someone who needs you to pick them up and drive them somewhere. And the last thing that I want to get into, right, is commitment and relationships in an intimate setting. I believe the scary part about relationships is the fact that if you're not all the way whole within yourself, that it'll be so easy to lose yourself in your partner. Something that I live by is, I don't get into relationships with people until I feel as though I have the capacity to love them, the capacity to pour into them, right? And if you just need time to focus on you intimately, I think that, you should take that time. And I'm only saying this because we live in a world where if you open social media, we're seeing couple goals, we're seeing people take trips, lovely, we're seeing ASAP and Rihanna. We've been taught that that is the most important thing in life, and that if you can just achieve that, nothing else matters. And that goes back to mental health. It goes back to finding and picking the right type of partner who can pull those qualities out of you. I think that I want to do some sort of level of self-awareness where I know, okay, these are areas in my life where, I need to work on. And if there's someone who's going to fill that position in my life, the type of what I call texture of your energy and that person's energy needs to produce something that's better than what I can do on my own. That's it, man. I just wanted to hop on real quick, talk about commitment, overcommitment. Hopefully this could align some people who may be overcommitted in areas of their life that is causing them to not focus on what they really should be focusing on right now. I hope that if you're listening and this is for you, that you align your spirituality, you align your mental health, and you align your creativity to create something that's purposeful to give to the world. And I pray that you find people who make that process a lot easier, because it can be fun, it can be joyful. Yes, it will be hard, but if you're around the right people and if you have the right type of ritual and you know how to be disciplined and taking care of yourself, I believe that this journey, becoming the best version of yourself and walking in your purpose is one of the best journeys that we can go on. So it's Who Am I TV.tv. I just dropped a track about all of this that I'm talking about called Can't Commit. I would love for you guys to check it out. I'm gonna play a little snippet of it at the end of this podcast. But other than that, if you guys have topics, you can scroll up to the top of the page if you're on my website and hit suggest topics, or just email me, Chad at whoamiTV.tv. It's whoamiTV.tv. Peace.
I'm in love, I wanna be with you, but can't commit. Cause when I'm not with you, I'm way too busy taking risks. And you ain't signed up for the ups and downs that come from taking dreams and making them reality. Cause that ain't always what it seems.